Alright, in this video I'm going to be showing you some tips and tricks that I found in my hours and hours of practice to beat Pantheon 5 in Hollow Knight. So I know the thumbnail says easily. Easy is relative. These are tips and tricks that will help get you through it with the least amount of pain as possible, but I want to be clear that completing Pantheon 5 is just not easy. I thought I'd probably be able to do it in one stream in like maybe 8 hours. It took me closer to 20 hours. It was, granted, I hadn't played the game in 5 months, and I came back to it at the start of the new year because I thought, hey, it'd be fun to knock off Pantheon 5 to kick off the year because I really enjoyed Hollow Knight when I streamed it in August. So yeah, anyways, I did stream all my attempts live on Twitch. If you want to watch me stream any other games, I'll be playing Clair Obscure and more Silksong, Sea of Sorrow when that drops. But yeah, anyways, as for this video, I'm just going to be giving advice on every single boss on how to beat it as painlessly as possible. So let's jump into it. So here is the path. If you don't know how to get to Pantheon 5, you just kind of climb your way up, and then there is Pantheon 5. I'm not even sure how relevant this video is, to be honest, in the big 2026, but I thought it'd be fun to make because I learned a lot while I was doing these attempts, and I probably could have done it in about half the time if I did things efficiently. So the first thing, this is my charm setup. I highly recommend this. Unbreakable Strength is pretty much a given. Obviously, if you're doing Pantheon 5, you've like beat the game and all that, so yeah, you should have Unbreakable Strength. You should have all these charms. But basically, I think it gives us like 1.5 times damage. So very, very powerful. Quick Slash. Excuse me. So this just allows us to swing quicker. There are so many instances in this run. Think like Nailsage Sly. I can actually get 2 hits in sometimes, where without Quick Slash, you'd only be able to get in 1. On the Sisters of Battle or Nightmare King Grimm, you can get in 3, where sometimes you'd only get in 2, etc. So this... It's not about just pure DPS, it's about your attack windows, and basically you're doubling your damage on every attack window. Same thing with Pure Vessel. Sometimes you can get 2 hits in instead of 1 with Quick Slash, so highly, highly recommend. I went with Shaman Stone. I don't use my soul a ton, but in the instances where I need it, specifically Markoth, Shaman Stone is a godsend because it just ups your spell damage. So highly recommend that. And then Long Nail. I mentioned Nailsage Sly. He's kind of hard to close the gap on, so Long Nail just makes that much, much easier. I just found it super forgiving, and it just so happens that that fills out our notches completely perfectly, so it's a really good setup. In my opinion, the best setup you can use. So now that we've talked about that, I am not good enough or crazy enough to do any bindings. Props to anyone that does. You are a beast at this game, honestly. This was hard enough without that. So we start off with Vengefly King. Very easy fight. So yeah, you can do that little pogo stuff. There I take damage. I did a few attempts, so I can't even remember which fights I did well and which ones I did poorly. But basically you just see me pogoing a lot. Normally I save my soul attack for when they're stacked up on each other, but sometimes they do split, so you kind of just have to pick one. So you can see they're split here. And now every time I'm just going to pogo as much as I can and then shoot when he's in the air. So if you try to jump and shoot just from the ground, you're often not high enough to land your soul. That's why you have to pogo to take your shot. There, I missed my pogo. And yeah, so there right away, Shaman Stone coming in nicely. Probably saved myself 1 dive. Not that this is the thing. These early bosses aren't hard. The reason I'm giving full commentary on every boss is just to speed it up, because it's about 40 minutes to get to the part of, at least it was for me. Some people will be much, much quicker, some might be much slower, but hopefully if you are slower, this video helps you speed up. But yeah, that's the purpose of this, is to speed up the monotony of these early bosses and get you to the end, because you will be doing these early bosses quite a bit. At least if you're like me, because yeah, I would just throw near the end. So with False Knight, just come out swinging. There you see Quick Slash. We're actually able to get a stun before he even does any slams. And then same thing, just keep going. Then right before he hits me with the hammer, I back up, shoot a soul, and we knock him again, then you can do your Dream Nail, and that's going to charge up your soul meter, so that we have full soul going into the next fight. So that's really nice. And when we get to Failed Champion, I'll show you another trick to get all your soul and health back. But for this guy, you shouldn't really need it. So that's him, done and dusted. We'll just speed up. Next we have the massive Moss Charger. Pretty simple.
What's up, Remy?
Oh yeah, sorry if I'm
Like
talking.
your
I was live on
Grammy.
Twitch when I was doing this. I thought about doing it off stream just so that this video wouldn't have me talking, and I don't really split my audio up in a way that I could have taken it out for the video, so you'll just have to bear with me sometimes talking in the back. But yeah, that one is really easy. It's just a rhythm thing. You just smack them a whole bunch of times, like especially with Long Nail and Quick Slash. It's just extremely easy. Hornet, same thing. There's not a ton of advice on the base Hornet. The second Hornet is a little trickier. There, I was not expecting her to jump off and onto my head. But yeah, I just beat the crap out of her. However, what I was doing in some runs that I failed to do here, when you knock her, as soon as you hit her once, she's back into battle. So what you should do is do a nail art. So you'll get more damage in on that stun. But I wasn't doing that. So some enemies, it's they get up right after you hit them once. Other times, it's best to just go in with your rapid nail hits. So here, I actually want to read these because I was literally waiting for this video to read them. So, because I would always just be talking to chat or not paying attention. But yeah, so we're going to read that. Mischief beyond mischief. We cannot escape thee, even in this highest, most distant of pantheons. O wielder of nail, or O eater of soul, are thee a messenger of the gods, or something stranger? We will not defy thee. Continue thy combat. We shall be listening closely. So those guys show up throughout your run, and yeah, you're probably not going to want to read it every time. Probably the first time you should, but again, I was more focused on just getting the run done, so I wasn't reading them in the moment. So Gorb, this boss is kind of hard to give advice on because these fights are quite inconsistent because Gorb will teleport. But what I like to do normally is get him above me, and then I can do my Abyss Shriek, which I go for there, but he TP'd. But yeah, that's your best way to get damage in, especially with Shaman Stone. And normally I stay on the middle platform and just keep hitting him, but there I did decide to move. And then yeah, we just use our soul attack to take him out. Very easy boss. Again, use your soul, don't be afraid to. This is a big tip. So at the start, you can do your Dark Descend, and that will knock him out. And then other times when he's in the dirt, you can knock him out. This does not work on White Defender, only Dung Defender. So yeah, and then you can see we just go in and we're already to the next phase. We do the Dark Descend again as soon as he goes in. And now look at the quick slashes, all the DPS we're doing. Plus Unbreakable Strength, obviously. So very, very, very easy fight with Dung Defender if you're using Dark Descend. So again, that's kind of the reason I wanted to make this video. Just the small tips that I learned either from practice or big shout out to Peter. He is the guy that has done all bindings and he was in my chat for pretty much all my streams. So big shout out to you, Peter. Here I'm having a really bad Soul Warrior, but it is what it is. Again, not much for advice here, just get in hits whenever you can. Again, getting as much DPS as you can in the early bosses is really helpful to just get you through the Pantheon to the tough stages. But yeah, so Peter, he gave me a huge tip on the final boss that was instrumental in making the final phase very stress-free. So that will definitely probably help you.
Maybe I should have healed.
So yeah, I didn't take a heal there. I don't know why. Let me rewind a bit. So here, when he's knocked, always heal your mask. So you can see I'm full here. And again, I just had a brain fart there. I was normally really good about always healing, but this time I didn't. So yeah, always make sure you're healing up going into the next ones. So here's Brooding Mawlek. He does that little wind up, and then that's when you want to just get back. And then just, yeah, get in as many hits as you can. You can see, again, Quick Slash, I was able to get in one extra hit. When he does that big spit, you can get in so much damage. And you can see I wait till the last second to jump over and dash through so that I can get in as much damage as possible. And here I take my heals, but if I had done that before, I hit him so much, I would have full soul and full heals if I had healed after the last fight. So always heal up after your fights, unless you know there's a fountain coming, which there is one after Nailmaster Oro here. And then I'll even talk about that a little bit when we get there. But yeah, with Nailmaster, he's very easy. He's got that big wind up, so just back up. And again, just pound the crap out of him. And again, I mentioned there's a fountain next. So what you can really do is spam your soul and don't even worry too much about your health. Take some hits if you want, as long as you're getting in DPS for taking those hits. Because that'll just make this fight quicker, and you can just heal up at the fountain. So, yeah, again, for some reason I never learned where each fountain was. I knew where, like, some of them were, but I would get a little mixed up at times. But anyways, you could, like, study it or write it on a freaking Word document or piece of paper beside your thing. Or just have a memory, which I don't seem to, I guess. Not when it comes to that anyways. But there, you see, I took, like, 2 hits, and then, I'll show you here. So, I'll just rewind this. So, there I take damage, and then there I take damage again, but look how many hits I'm getting in, and that just makes the fight so much quicker. So then, I only heal 1 mask, so now I'm pretty much only need 1 thing of soul and 3 masks. So your masks actually heal up faster than your soul does. Except I did go a little early. But anyways, it's pretty much 2 to 3. So if I had 2 things of soul I needed... Oh, sorry, there's my sub notification.
Prime Remy? Nice.
So if I had 3 masks and 2 souls needed, they would fill up at the same time. So again, a very small optimization, but it'll save you like a second in the fountains. Nothing that you have to do, but just an interesting tidbit. So here we've got Xero. There, I took some dumb damage, but he lines up perfectly for me here.
Stopped in the perfect place.
Right when he was moving to his second phase, which is perfect. He was above me, so I could get Abyss Shrieks in. It's not always like that, but when it lines up like that, it's super satisfying. Crystal Guardian, normally I never take damage there, but I guess I took 2 hits of damage on this fight. Brutal. But anyway, pretty much just go in, avoid the beams. Very, very simple. I heal up, and that's that. Super simple fight. Again, just go for pretty much pure DPS and just jump when you have to. Soul Master. Yeah, try to get your hits in where you can, because he TPs a lot. So you can see we were able to get to the next phase very quickly. I'll mention this sound cue, because sometimes when he TPs, so when he makes that sound, he's going to do that. Other times when he TPs, he does that fireball shot, and then he does this move. So there, again, I take some damage. You can avoid those, but I'm not very good at it. But I took some damage just to get in some DPS, and yeah, now we're cruising. So we get him to that next phase, then you just got the slams. Just back and forth, back and forth. Sorry, I was sniffly in the background there when I was on stream. Then you want to 1-phase. If you don't 1-phase, he comes back and you just go through the whole slam animation again. I got pretty lucky on the fireballs there, to be honest. I only had to avoid 1. But again, that's where Quick Slash is super, super nice. These Oblobbles, I frickin' suck at. What you ideally want to do is stack them up and do Abyss Shrieks. Which, in this run, I wasn't really able to do. There, I kind of get them stacked up. They're much tankier than you expect. I don't know why, I just expect them to, like, not be tanky. But yeah, so we take that first guy out, and now the second guy has a ton of health still. So that's another thing. It's actually easier, I find, to avoid them when they're...
That last one is so tanky.
When they're duoed up. Once you take one out, they shoot much quicker. So now we have the Sisters of Battle. It starts off easy,
cool.
which is
Like,
nice, because you can see I'm down 3 masks. And
so
so once you take down this first one, you're going to get enough soul taking it down.
Learning everything.
Sorry, I'm talking in the back.
But now it's just.
I wanted to
annoying
keep
when I
the
die.
sound on, obviously, because there are some sound cues on certain bosses. But yeah, so once you take that guy out, you can heal up.
Okay, I can't look at chat now. This fight requires focus.
So yeah, there's just a lot going on in this fight. I don't really know what advice per se to give, and I don't even do it perfectly. Like, I could be pogoing sometimes when they're like jumping across and certain things. And then sometimes they do a bunch of vertical attacks, and it gets a little tricky because you'll lose your dash. Like there, but yeah, you can kind of jump through like I did there. There, I just had my dash in time. So yeah, I wasn't doing too good on the verticals. I have no-hit this fight before, but this one wasn't the smoothest. But really, this one's all about just reading and reacting. And again, you can see quick slash. There, I just got 3 slashes in on that Mantis. You can get 3 if your timing is perfect, but it's very easy to get 2 in with the quick slash. There, again, I got 3 in. So like I said, quick slash just speeds everything up. Long nail, again, is really nice just for ease of use. So yeah, this build was like so good. There, again, 3 slashes. I don't know why I jumped there, but you'd never be able to do that without quick slash. So basically, you'd just be dodging more. I love saying the best defense is a good offense because it's true. Eventually, you're going to slip up and make a mistake, but if you can just beat the boss down before it can really do all its moves on you over and over, you'll be fine. So here's Marmu. Swipe up. That's really all you got to do. Every time you hit it, just make sure you're swiping up. And then, yeah, basically just react. Very simple as long as you're swiping up. If you're hitting left and right, it gets like some momentum and it can just be hard to deal with. Flukemarm, we get a couple hits in, then we jump underneath and do our Abyss Shrieks. Again, Shaman Stone coming in so nice here. We take these guys out there. I freaking missed my swing. I decided to... I could have just done another Abyss Shriek and it ended it much sooner, but it's nice to just build a bit of soul because that is a super non-threatening boss. So yeah, just do a bunch of Abyss Shrieks. Again, you can just fully Abyss Shriek it. I think it's 4 total with Shaman Stone if you land every hit of the Shriek. Or I'll do like 3 and just do a few hits just to keep my soul up. Here, very simple. There, you can get 2 hits in after the stun, but again, I should have just been doing the nail art. And then when it goes into this attack, we slam to get iframes, invincibility frames, and then we just finish off with our nail. So super quick and easy fight. I really like that Dark Descend into nail hits. It pretty much always ends the fight right there. This can be a tricky boss, honestly. So start with nails, save all your soul. At least there I took some dumb damage. But then he was right above me, so I figured, you know what, let's just do some Abyss Shrieks, move this fight along. So yeah, don't be afraid to use your soul there, which is another reason why it's good to not use it all on Flukemarm. Or you could just stack it up at Broken Vessel. But yeah, you want soul for that fight to end it very quickly when he gets the 3 things going. Because it can be threatening. So when he does the blue, you want to wait and then move in right after the attack. Wait, move in. The yellow, you jump. The pink, you back off and wait for it. And the red, you want to move a little further than that. I sucked at avoiding the red for whatever reason. Yellow, you jump. Pink, then go in. Blue, kind of the same thing. There, I avoid the red. But yeah, I was struggling for some reason. And there, you can see on that stun, I got 3 hits in. So you don't have to do a nail art. So yeah, not the best Paintmaster, but very, very quick. And again, that's what we want in these early stages. Just quick, get through it. There, you can see my soul takes a little longer than my 1 mask to fill up. But I was even, or about as even as I could be, so it went quick.
Damn.
Hive Knight. You can either dodge through the attacks or jump them. I was doing lots of jumping. Pretty much every time it makes that sound cue, just get ready to jump. There, you hear the sound cues. And then when it does those, they're pretty hard to avoid, so sometimes you'll just take a bit of damage. But overall, pretty good Hive Knight. Again, just keep the DPS up. The longer you're in that fight, probably the more damage you'll take. So yeah, just beat the crap out of him. Elder Hugh, great for building soul. I don't even bother wasting soul on him. But if you don't, the fight will take a little long. But he's super easy to avoid all his attacks. So yeah, it's just jump up and swipe constantly. That's really the only advice for this guy. Wow, I actually did do an Abyss Shriek, which is rare for me. But you do have to hit him quite a bit, so you can build some of that soul back. So I guess I was even like, let's speed this up, even though that guy's easy. I still have enough soul, and the collector I never use soul on anyways. So I guess I could use soul on Elder Hugh in hindsight, but normally I wasn't. This one, pretty simple.
That's what I would like to do too.
You want to one-shot all the enemies that he drops as fast as you can. So there you see we dash. Unfortunately, I was a little slow, so got hit by him. But yeah, focus on the enemies first, and then you can see on the stun we got 3 hits in, so don't even bother with a nail art. And then yeah, he kind of just jumps along. So basically, just jump under him when he jumps at you, and then just follow him when he's jumping away from you. That's really all that he does. It's a pretty simple fight. And just like that, it's over. Again, we heal up at the end. We're just going to speed it up a little bit.
Alright, let's fight.
So God Tamer I was super inconsistent on. So what you want to do is pogo like I'm doing. But sometimes the his little warrior friend gets in your way, which is unhandy. And then when he does that, just back up, obviously. And you can sort of bait where he's going to land. So when he does that thing, I just back up, and then he's going to cartwheel toward me, and then we just get back on and pogo. So there, that fight actually cooperated, but I have had ones where it's less cooperative. But yeah, pogoing is your friend on that boss all the way. Now we have Nightmare Troupe Grimm. Don't hit, or Troopemaster Grimm, sorry. Don't hit it off the start, and it won't go into that bubble. You've got the bat thing, so I'm going to break down these. I'm used to Nightmare King Grimm, where you kind of jump up and then dash through. On Troopemaster Grimm, you want to jump really high, and then at the apex, that's when you launch. That will keep you high enough so that you don't land on the bats, and also land you there, so you can see I got 3 hits in. So again, those attack windows, Quick Nail's getting me in. When it does the vines or whatever, you can see I was able to rush in and get a hit. There, I was just late, don't know what I was doing. Now on here, when the fireballs are low, look for 2 low in a row. There's a 2 low in a row. That's when I shoot my soul. Other than that, don't even bother shooting a soul. So just keep an eye on the fireballs as they're coming out. And then you can see on the punch we got a hit in, and on the dive we got a hit in. So yeah, there is opportunity to get hits on every move that Troopemaster does. So here, we're just jumping the fireballs. Here's 2 in a row. I could have shot my soul, I guess I didn't. Another thing is the vines right here. That's a heal window as well. I got nice and close, so I was able to get 2 hits in. 3 on the bat. Here we jump over. Actually, I got 2 hits in there. There's 2 in a row. Yep, I shot my thing. Perfect. Sometimes you get more opportunities, sometimes you get less. It's all random, right? There, I got 2 hits in on the vine, 1 on the uppercut. So yeah, just walk away and hit. You always want to walk away. Don't dash through, because it makes it harder to avoid the fireballs. That's especially true for Nightmare King Grimm. But yeah, you can see my spacing is perfect. Like, I know right where the boss is going to land with that uppercut, and I'm just standing there waiting to hit, and came right to me, and we ended the fight. So here we've got another heal, 1 soul, 1 mask. Now we're to the hard part, or where it starts getting hard. But first we're going to read this. So the Godseeker says, "Sleeping God, we can barely feel thy presence amongst the green left behind. What strength thee once possessed fades beyond time and tune." So here we have Watcher Knights. What you kind of want to do with Watcher Knights, if you can, is stagger them. So basically focus on one, because when one dies, it spawns another in. So when this guy dies, 2 spawn in. But if you can focus on one, then 1 dies, while that other one spawns in, you can get massive DPS on the other. It doesn't always line up like that, but if you can do it, it's great. So here you can see I get my hits in, and then back the hell up when it's about to sword swing. There we just go under the ball, and then it does the rolling ball where you'll have to jump over it. So there's only 3 attacks. But it gets kind of hectic with 2 on the field, or it can. Especially, here's one thing I did very wrong. Oh, good, I got out of there. You don't want to get trapped in the corners. And then, again, use your soul when they're lined up. So there, we took another one out. And now, this is what I was saying. The other one's spawning in, and I'm able to just focus on the one. Unfortunately, I got hit. And then he's doing the rolls. But if they get in the sword swing, you can get so much DPS in. So there, I take dumb damage. And then I freaking dash on top of him. So I'm screwing up, but there you can see I already took one out. And again, now we're getting DPS in on the other guy while the other one spawns in. Once they're both spawned in, we shoot our souls so that we're damaging both of them. Now we take another out. So yes, I have taken a lot of damage. Like 2 hits were totally stupid, but it happens. And then yeah, you want to heal up because Uumuu, man, Uumuu gave me grief, dude. Yeah, I'm just super bad at this fight, super inconsistent. But Watcher Knights, ideally you want to be coming out with 10 masks because the squid explosions, or jellyfish explosions I guess, they do 2 damage. So that's obviously very dangerous. So there's only 2 attacks. There's this one that follows you all around, so you just jump around the room. And then there's the other one, this one. So sometimes you're just in a bad spot and there wasn't really much I could do there or anywhere I could go. And then yeah, the jellyfish are also just random where they spawn. I'd like to hit that one, but we have an attack to avoid. But then it comes right on top, I pogo, and then get a bunch of pogo hits in, so that was really good RNG for me. And then here we do again, and dead. So that was about as good at Uumuu as I could ever get, and that was just pure RNG. But yeah, sometimes this fight can be a lot more difficult. It's just, it depends. But there are things you can do to kind of set it up. So how they were stacked up there, I was able to pogo down, and then get the explosion, and then pogo on the boss to get a lot of DPS, because that boss moves a lot when you're hitting it. Now we have Flying Nosk. This one's also inconsistent. It doesn't always like do its attacks on the same sequence. So here it spawns into enemies, you want to take them out, and then get back to hitting Nosk. I always pogo him, and you can see there I got 2 hits in, where there I couldn't. I have died to Nosk, mostly because I'm low health from Uumuu. But yeah, still got to take this fight seriously. So when it does that, just kind of watch for where they're landing and then read and react as quick as you can. So there we're already through to the next stage. Same thing, just read and react to where the things are falling. And then whenever you have soul, just shoot a soul at him when he goes across. I'm sure there's easier ways to do this fight. But you can see that didn't take too long. Also, watch out for that guy spawning.
Out of nowhere.
He took 1 health from me, so that was unfortunate because now I have no soul for the next
still
fight.
Count that as hitless.
But either way, pretty good fight. So Nailsage Sly, go practice this guy, because I struggled with him in the Pantheon, where if I had just put in 15 minutes of practice, I've no-hit this guy pretty easily because his stuff is very predictable, but he has a huge hitbox, so positioning is very important with this guy, and just recognizing his attacks, because it can also be hard to get hits in, right, if you don't know his hit window. And again, because it's hard to close the gap on him, because you have to know when to. But basically, we come out with a thing. So he does that 3-hit combo.
He's not interacting at all.
We'll show it again. There it is. So stay way away, and then when he does the circle,
He's not interacting at all.
you just dodge through, and then hit. There I got 2 hits, and with Quick Slash, you can get 2 hits. So there he did that big wind-up, and then he was right into his other animation. So I screwed up, because I was trying to get a hit in after. Then he does that one. You want to jump, but don't just jump. Jump back towards where he came from, because if you just jump above him, it hits you. Like, he has stupid range. But if you sort of jump that way where he's coming from, you'll miss him. Then he does this slam, and out of the slam, he follows up. So you don't want to be there as soon as he slams to hit him. What you do is you stay way back, then you dash forward like I do, and then I actually get 2 hits in. Again, long nail, also making this way easier. Same thing, routine. Now he's doing that. I let myself get trapped in a corner, which was dumb. I probably could have shade stepped through it if I timed it better, but I didn't. And then there, with the helicopter attack, that's all you do, is you just pogo it, get away. Easy. Now we got the stun, we're gonna take our heal. I thought he gave a lot longer heal window, but you can only get 1 in. There, he did the wind-up, and again, I forgot he follows right up after the wind-up. I went in for a counter-attack after his wind-up, and he was into the 3-hit combo. And there, I just missed my pogo because he was super low. Here. There I actually was ahead of him. So I guess it's really just don't jump away. Jump either straight up or, again, ideally that way. Now we knock him. Now you can get 3 heals in. Oh, only 2. It actually got interrupted by his animation. So here, I don't know what I was doing there. But basically, once he's a certain range from you, he's going to do the spin attack. You dash away, and you follow up with a hit. This is really bad by me, but normally this is quite easy. So there, dash back, hit. Dash back, hit. It's only about 6 hits that you have to land, so it's not too bad. And then there, I screwed up by... Oh no, I should have healed. There we go. So like Paintmaster and the brothers, they always have a fountain afterwards. Hornet is actually after him, so I should have healed fully when that fight was done to be ready for this, because the fountain comes after this one. So that's a screw up by me.
I thought there was a fountain.
What's crazy is in this fight in particular, I think she didn't even throw her traps. But if the traps do come out, I tend to focus the traps and just get them off the field so that they're not in my way as I'm trying to avoid attacks. So yeah, as the thread storm, just back up. Got the arrow throw, or needle throw. Anyway, that was really quick. So I healed once, again for optimal filling. There we go. Enraged Guardian, same thing as Crystal Guardian, just it does 2 damage instead of 1. But yeah, just beat the piss out of it basically. Avoid the lights. If it does the enraged thing and spawns those lights back to back, like there, I guess they don't spawn, so that's cool. So that was really quick and easy. Again, quick slash, making that super simple. Lost Kin, I like to actually use... Here, I'm just going to let the audio play. So you can hear and see that this lands twice. That's why I like using the soul attack, because it hits once and then it backs it up into the wall, and then your attack actually hits again. So you're getting double damage with that attack, which is really nice.
Didn't even throw the spike traps.
So yeah, let's see. Yeah, here I do the nail art just as that guy spawns. So you take the guy out and you hit the boss for a lot of damage. Stunned again, we do the nail art. Take out the enemy.
Oh man.
That jump always gets me. Go toward the boss when he jumps. He will land on you if you try like backing up.
Gosh, what am I doing?
I guess I had a really brutal fight here. I'm taking lots of damage, but it is what it is. See, his fight goes, or his jump goes way further than you think it will. I guess you can outrange it there, because I just did there, but still not ideal. And there I should have charged up for a nail art, but didn't. There's not too many good heal windows on this guy as well, so getting him down quickly is kind of the key. Because, yeah, there's not really much for a heal window. Now we heal. I think I had a really bad no eyes here. Yeah. There, I took damage, and then it launched me into the vines. Normally, I'm not this bad on no eyes, but yeah, I had a really rough run there. Oh yeah, and then it TP'd just as I was gonna pogo on her head. So, yeah, I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes, right? You just have to adapt. And then there, that's hard to hit, so I wind up just doing a soul move. There, I take more damage. Oh my gosh. This was...
Oh my god.
I don't know what I was doing here. That was completely on me, just jumping down right onto it. But here I make a good move. I get to a platform, I take a heal. Definitely don't rush things. Like you can see, I'm going through most of these fights fairly quick. But here, I'm like just about half health. Now I'm below half health. So it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna find an opportunity to heal. Like finding your heal window, it's just a matter of like adapting and seeing what's around you. And a little bit of luck, I guess. But that was a nice little maneuver there.
Gotta be close.
But yeah, basically just jump around and heal if you have to keep your health up, because yeah, that fight can get away from you. And you can see at the end those ghosts start coming, I think, a little faster and more frequently when her health is low. So heal up throughout the fight so that the end doesn't get too crazy. Now we've got Traitor Lord. Here's another one where the audio cues are very important. So when he jumps, I messed up. I shadow dashed. All you have to do is walk forward. So he makes this little growl, and obviously he does this move, looking like he's gonna rush a quarterback. So this is where you dash through.
Oh,
and then there, so see, if it's back to back, look, I wasn't quite, I got antsy is all this is. There is enough time to avoid this attack by dashing through back to back. I just screwed up with my timing.
Oh, I went too soon.
Here, I walked forward. Hell, you can even stand there pretty much. And then as soon as he lands, 3 quick hits in, dash, dash. See, there you can do the back-to-back dash. There, I dashed, I don't know why. Step forward, do damage. The reason this is actually key, I'm too close here. If I dash, I will hit the boss and take damage. So I back up just a little. Now I do my dash, and then I'm right where I need to be. Unfortunately, the boss stepped forward after that and goes right into me, which was unfortunate.
I hate when he steps
But
forward,
at least I think that's only 1 contact damage, where if it actually hits you with the attack, it's 2 damage. So also watch out for that. But yeah, overall that fight's pretty easy. It's just, yeah, just listen for that sound cue pretty much. And don't get antsy. That's the other thing. Don't pre-dodge. Here, I don't know really what advice to give for White Defender. He does that slam, so just stay back a little bit. You can't Dark Descend to knock him out of the dirt like you can Dung Defender. And here you can see, so if you're too close, these balls will hit you. It's really just a feel thing. So I'm able to still get DPS in. Again, here's where Long Nail's coming in so clutch. I just keep hitting him while he's throwing those balls. Yes, I got hit by the 1 ball, but I was just going for DPS. He does that slam, you just jump over it. And now back to beating him up. When he does the dive, I jump and pogo. So there, I guess I was a little too close. Again, I don't know if I'm inconsistent or the distance is a little inconsistent. It's probably a me thing. But sometimes I do get hit when he's throwing the balls. But still, it's a great opportunity to get lots of DPS in. Does the dive, jump pogo. And yeah, just beat him up. So, pretty quick White Defender fight. Not perfect, but... Oh, and then I guess he has a pool after him. So, I didn't really realize that.
The beat him hitless during the game.
We're going to speed this up just a little.
Though.
Oh, tragedy. This majestic god evades our attunement with such ease. We live only to serve the gods, to seek them out. Why does she frustrate us? How does she hide from us? Does she diminish herself by choice? Some lore master down below can let me know. So Soul Tyrant is actually a pretty tough fight. Well, sorry, it's not that tough. But he's just hard to get hits in on, right? So you have to be patient. The other thing is Markoth is next. And ideally you want full soul and full masks for Markoth. That fight is no joke. I have lost a run to Markoth. So here you can see he does these flame attacks too, but he teleports way quicker. And then it's also a little risky to just run to him because sometimes he does that dash attack where you jump and pogo. You can get lots of hits in on the fireball thing. I know it's possible, but I'm just not good at it. So I just didn't take more chances than I needed to. I jump up, I get my 1 in. I dash through the fire, and then I dash through it again when it comes toward me.
Oh my
there, my pogo missed, which is super unfortunate. Again, this fight is more about just setting yourself up to be in good position for Markoth. There I got a little lucky. I don't know if I would have avoided that fire with my dash if I didn't stun him. But you can see I took a heal after that stun. Again, that is so that I can have as much health and as much soul going into the next fight as possible. So that is a good heal window. The other heal window is right here. You can heal when he does that move. Here I get very lucky. Nice damage window. Here again, spawns on top of me, so we get a hit in. Now comes the jump and dash. I can't remember why I always jump. There is a reason. I think it like spawns his slam a little quicker. But yeah, this is just an all rhythm thing. And again, you want a 1 phase here. So that was stupid of me. I think I take 2 damage. So I do use my soul which isn't ideal, because you'd like to save it for Markoth, but I also want to get him down in one phase, so there's a bit of a balance there. I didn't do very well. I should have a little more soul, because I shouldn't have taken damage, but yeah. So here, when in my practice, I beat him on Ascended. In my practice, I was pogoing him a lot more. I was quite confident, but I really didn't want to lose this run, so I was playing so much safer. So when he does that spin attack, that is actually your heal window. So he's on the bottom right, so your heal window is this platform. If he's bottom left, it'll be this one. If he's middle, it's too sketchy, just get to a wall. If he's top right, go bottom left. Anyways, that's how you avoid that swinging thing when he does that. And yeah, you can use it as a heal window. Additionally though, that's a great damage window. What you do is, I would have been on middle platform, he swings 3 times close to him, and then it starts widening. So after that 3rd time, I would have jumped down and got 3 pogos in, and then you dash to the wall and get away before that this thing comes back. But again, I was playing this probably overly cautious, because again, offense is defense. The longer I'm in this fight, the more potential for me to get hit, because it's really annoying avoiding these constantly. So here, I move over, I get 1 hit in. So here, 1, 2, 3. I messed that up so bad, dude. I'll show what I should have done. I guess he was in a bit of an awkward spot. I should have went down off the right here. Right when I actually jump left, I should have went right, and then I could have pogoed 3 times. He does fall, so he would have like fallen to this platform, but it is what it is. Instead, I get 1 hit, because I don't have steady body on, or whatever. I don't know where I landed anyway. I still get some hits in, so it was good, but that was like far from ideal. Again, pogoing this guy is the easiest. There I get a pogo, there I get a pogo. And so this is what I was doing in practice. If you time it right, you can get your pogo just as this is about to shoot. So you pogo, and then wing jump. Pogo, and then wing jump. Pogo, wing jump. And you pretty much keep avoiding it. No. I didn't get in the rhythm at all there. I totally screwed it up. But in practice, I was doing that really well. And yeah, you can get a lot of DPS. And oh, this was the other problem. So now we're on to the 2. So here was a big mistake by me. I'm healing here. I should have used all my soul and get him down, because I don't think I realized he had 2 spinning things up. So this is his second phase, which is much more dangerous. So one thing goes out, but the other one spins around him. So it's also really hard to get needle hits in. So here is where you want as much soul as you can get. See, I'm just struggling to get damage in. But yeah, ideally what you want is as much soul as you can have. There I get a really nice Abyss Shriek in, which helped a ton. There I take damage, but I'm trying to do my pogo thing. It was not very successful, and then I just do a Void Soul to finish. And there again, we got the double damage.
Okay, 5 for Zote.
So yeah, I have very little soul and only 5 health for Zote, which is not ideal.
Dude, this freaking auto mod stuff's annoying.
Oh yeah, my chat modded like the word junkie or something. Yeah.
I didn't do it.
So anyway, you also want some health going into Zote. This is where it's actually really dangerous, because Markoth can either just outright kill you or set you up for very little health with Zote. There, I took damage already. I just was playing a little on edge here, but got hits in where I could, but then I took damage. Like, yeah, I just wasn't playing the best, but Zote, he's unpredictable, right? That's what makes him so tough. And we like predictability. There, I'm late on the jump. Like, I'm just throwing heavy here, man. Like, that wasn't even that hard to avoid, and I took damage. But I want a heal window. So yeah, I'm playing like extra cautious till I can get that heal window. And then he had just spit these guys out, so I pretty much missed my heal window. Yeah,
Bro.
I'm healing and he's already attacking. Ideally, he would have done any other attack before I stunned him than the minion attack, because I had to deal with those minions. So yeah, just not an ideal situation. Also, I like pogoing him, but be aware when he jumps up, because he will hit you when you pogo. Here, you can pogo him a bunch. Again, I was playing extra cautious, but yeah. That's what you do there. Just jump and pogo. Here, on the exploders, just find where is safe and get away from that blast damage. When he does the slam, you can... Oh, dude, this is why I got so unlucky, bro. Twice. So here... Hold on. Let me go back here. So he does this big slam. You can listen for where he's coming, but I still had trouble identifying it. So as soon as he enters the screen, just keep an eye on the top of your screen and then react and then jump, obviously. So again, super unlucky. But this time I didn't deal with the minions. And I get super lucky that they don't come to me. I actually get 3 heals in, which was massive. Yes, I take damage right after that because I didn't deal with them. But still, I just really wanted to heal up a bit because this fight sort of scares me sometimes if I'm low health, just because of the unpredictability. So here, really nice pogoing, but be cautious when he falls because it throws your pogo timing off. I was able to adjust there that time. And then, yeah, I can't remember if there's a fountain after him, because I just used... I think there might be. Oh, no. So it was good I healed totally. Failed champion. I do terrible. So when... Failed champion's actually really easy. I think I just, like, panicked and forgot what the hell is going on. So when he jumps backwards, he does this big slam, and you gotta jump it. Then when he jumps forward, this is where I screwed up. I backed off. All I had to do was jump that shockwave and, like, land here, because then he jumps forward, and you want to be on the other side of him. So backwards, he's going to do that one slam. So yeah, I'm throwing heavy here. So there, does the slam. And then when he jumps forward, it's just a regular slam. But ideally, yeah, that's what you want to do. When he jumps at you, or that's more just straight up, you just dash to the other side and get under him. Sorry, sort of a chaotic fight.
Kind of forgot.
But like I said, it is easy. If he jumps backwards, it's going to be slams. He will do 1 to 3 shockwave slams, and then he will do his next move. But yeah, you also obviously have to watch for the falling debris. But then here's where we do this little trick. So we Dream Nail, Pogo, Dream Nail, Pogo, and we're going to fill all our soul. I'm going to speed all this up. So you can see we get all our soul back, and then we're taking heals. I'll even show the heals. So we Dream Nail, Pogo, and now I'm going to heal for 2. You might be able to get in 3, but I was taking no chances. And there I actually pogoed his head, which was a mistake, because that brings him out. But luckily I had enough soul. So here is where Shaman Stone comes in huge. 4 of those, and we're actually able to stun him. So now he's never going to be able to do those slam attacks again on us, because we're able to just get him to the stun phase every time, just with our soul. So that's really nice. So now, again, we're just doing all this just to be safe and set ourselves up for Nightmare King Grimm. So we take the heal. Now we break his head. And then I like to get in a bunch of swings normally as well. It's just I wasn't ready last time when I busted his head because I was trying to do the pogo thing. And then, yeah, anyway, then we use our soul to stun him again, and then we just rinse and repeat. And now we are full soul, full masks, going into Nightmare King Grimm. So it's really nice this exploit exists, because obviously the next fight would just be harder without full health and full soul. So now we have one of the best boss fights in any game, but yeah, this fight is just so awesome. But it doesn't have the epic music. So again, comes out with the uppercut. I don't know if I needed to dash. I probably could have walked, but I still get my hit in thanks to Long Nail. But again, all you have to do if you dash this way is stay in mid and just pretty much avoid these two, which is much easier than the alternative. Here we get the bats, jump, dash, and I land just after that last bat, and then I'm able to get 3 hits in.
No.
There, I mess up big time. That is a heal window. I could have healed right there, but I didn't. I probably should have, because I was already full soul. There, I screw up. Again, I'm trying to get damage in. You don't have to get 1 hit in here. That is... I could have just kept walking. Like... Anyway, I could have dashed away or like walked a little further, but it's when I go to turn around to get my damage in, I wound up taking contact damage, which is 2 masks. so really not good. There, I could have pogoed, but again, I was worried about contact damage after already taking damage, so I just played it safe. And then we get our nice 3 hits in on the bats. There, I could have shot my soul, but I didn't. Again, I think I was just playing a little overly cautious. There's many ways you can deal with that part. So on the bat, you can hit it like 4 times usually. There, I decided though to heal for 3 masks. This late in a Pantheon, always play your health. So here's the other thing. I was already on this side, so I didn't want to get right on the corner. So what I did here was actually dash through. And if you're going right to left like this, you can outrange the fireball. But sometimes they do track you. But I found every time I was going right to left, as long as I stop, because now it's tracking to this position that I'm in, and then as soon as the fireballs come out, that's when I move, and then it's going to not hit me because it was tracking my last position because I had stopped. If I had kept moving, it would have tracked me. So there, again, I screw up. I'm getting lots of hits in, but I'm taking damage, which is obviously not ideal, but it is what it is. Here, not finding a good window to use my soul, so I just don't. Again, I was playing a little overly cautious, I think. But better to be over safe, right, than to throw your run. So here, I step forward a little bit, and then I start my heal. So you can get 1 heal there, then I dash back, I get my hit in. I didn't avoid that fireball, didn't take my heal there, didn't get a hit in, but again, I'm just playing safe, taking my chances when I can get them. Here we're going to do an Abyss Shriek. No, I should have Abyss Shrieked though. So what I used to do, and I don't know why I'm not doing here, is I would just inch along normally, and then right there on the 4th one, I'd get under and do an Abyss Shriek, and you do really good damage with Abyss Shriek, obviously. So I don't know why I wasn't doing it here, but there I take my heal, actually wound up costing me a mask. There I go for another heal. So you have to be really on it, on that heal window, and I just wasn't. There I get 3 heals in again. Yes, you can hit the bat. So here normally I would Shade Soul, or sorry, Abyss Scream.
Terrible Nightmare King Grimm fight.
But yeah, I had a really rough Nightmare King Grimm, but it is what it is, right? Like, yeah, I've done this fight much, much better, but in a Pantheon with that many bosses, you're gonna screw up sometimes. There we get the pogo on the dash attack, so that's nice. There we get the pogo again. Here we're gonna do the Abyss Shriek, I think. Yep, finally. So that's big damage. And then 2 hits and over. So then I heal up, but I think there's a fountain before this final gauntlet, which is Pure Vessel and Absolute Radiance. Even long departed, we feel the afterglow of the god power that sat this throne. It lays heavy upon this kingdom. That lingering power alone was beacon enough to draw us to Hollow Nest. How bright it must it must have been to mortal bugs. What? That's weird English. How bright it must have been to mortal bugs stood before it.
Yeah, it's awesome, Natty.
So now we have Pure Vessel. The thing with Pure Vessel is just do not get greedy. And I would say the same for Absolute Radiance. Basically, get your 1 hit in. If you're confident and you know you got the time, take 2. But you always want to be ready for the follow-up attack. That is what I learned with Pure Vessel. Because I lost a run on Pure Vessel. Practiced Pure Vessel a lot. Oh yeah, and you can hit 1, but don't hit again, or he will parry you. You can Shade Step through it, but yeah. So here, normally I jump this, but yeah, basically when he does this, it's the lunge attack. Yep, so I jump and pogo, and immediately comes the follow-up. Again, jump, pogo, there, dash. The spacing is always the same on this, so I'm between the pillars, and I stop, turn around, get 1 hit in, there, but again, I take my hit, and I guess I wasn't ready because I didn't jump. I can tell when I wasn't ready because normally I would jump that, but here I had to Shade Step it, which is fine. And again, so then he does the nail move, and you just dash through it, I might have actually screwed that up. And then, so if you're really quick with it, you can get 2 in there. But again, I was not being greedy. I'm already moving back and ready to jump for the follow-up. And see, because I wasn't greedy, now I avoid that. Double pogo. Here is one piece of advice. Don't get too greedy on this. I need to get out right now because sometimes he will do the jump attack. So that was my bad. Luckily, he didn't do the jump attack. There, I realized I was just too far away. I'm just going to wait for the next attack. That is your heal window. You can heal 1 and then take a hit or get a hit in. That's what I usually do. Maybe you can get 2 if you're really on it, but yeah. So yeah, you don't have to jump for that. I just was because I'm just in the habit of jumping for every follow-up attack. But yeah, ideally, that's all you do is just shade step through the bottom one. And sometimes you can get in 2 there if you're really fast. Then we get our 1 hit in. Again, I'm late, so I dash through it. Then the follow-up, we double pogo and get away so that we're avoiding the jump attack. Dash through. There, I just waited. Then I realized I was too far away, so we're just going to wait. Just got out of that, thanks to Shade Step or whatever it's called. And then here, my spacing is bad. I didn't know which way to go. I knew I was too far, and I hesitated on which way to go, and I wind up getting hit. But that stuff happens, right? And there, I wasn't expecting the... So, here's the thing. Then I take this damage. I know I have iframes now, so I might as well get in some hits. But then I wind up stunning, and if you hit while he's stunned, it pulls him right out of stun. So I missed my heal window there as a result. Which, again, is fine, but I probably would have taken a heal there otherwise. So now I like to do my soul shots. I could have easily shot 2, and I should have, but that's just a mistake. Dash away. There, again, I should have shot 2 souls. Maybe that's why. So I take my 1 heal and get my hit. Now the Void Tendrils, just jump. 2 pogos max and get the hell out of there because he could jump up. Jump. Oh, I guess I was a little slow. Jump for that. Not the hardest, or not the best pure vessel, but with those strats, it makes the boss not too hard, to be honest. Like, once I figured out to just not get greedy, right, and just take the damage in when you can get it, it made that fight a lot more simple. And pretty much, after every attack, just jump. Almost. Like, if it backs off, you don't want to be jumping when he jumps, obviously, but the nails, the 3-hit combo, or the dash attack, you want to be jumping.
Do you get your...
Those
you do?
two, so.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, and then I healed at the end, and then someone was saying you get all your masks back. So, okay. Not sure if that's true, but yeah, so you can see I used up a bunch of my soul, or at least, I think I might have, we could look, but I healed at least 2 masks right after that, but I guess it fills your masks up. So I would have had more soul. Not that that's a big deal, because we only use our soul to Dark Descend, and I'll show you that. So here, at the start, you can get a lot of damage in. You can get up to 6 hits, but I usually only get 5. Actually, there I only got 4. And then here, I screw up. This is actually pretty rare to get the back-to-back this attack, which you just dash through. And then I was too close, and friggin' didn't wait for my cooldown. Then you jump through the nails. When he does that light attack, I always just look at my character, and if the light's on me, I just move. So when that attack's happening, I'm only looking at where the beams are on me. Then we can get some attacks in. Probably could have got a little more, but I was not being greedy. In practice, I'd be greedy, but in this, I was just being safe. So safe, in fact, that this is your heal window. So on the 3rd beam, there, I see I'm safe, I take a heal. Now the nail's coming. Only do 1 heal. Don't get greedy with the heals, but you can get a heal in. So here, we Dark Descend to take these spikes out. This is perfect. Just before that one set of nails is about to hit me, and then we land on the other ones on the floor. Then we dash through that. So here, I totally botched
I
this.
guess that the spike floor is always destroyed.
I completely botched this. I don't know what I was doing. You can actually get a lot of damage in on that phase, or what you do is as the fireball is about to hit you, you dash, and then the fireball is about to hit you, you dash. But I got distracted by the spike floor or something. I don't know what was happening there. That move is actually pretty easy. Here, I'm more just avoiding damage than trying to deal damage, which you definitely have to do in this fight sometimes. Again, I'm just playing totally safe. So really not worried about getting damage in, just taking damage where I can get it. Didn't take a heal there, which was actually good because now I need my Dark Descend. So here, this is what I was saying, just kind of dash away. There, I get pretty lucky, to be honest. Because, yeah, I jump up. I shouldn't have done that. I should have got the one hit in and then waited for the attack because the lights glow so you know it's coming. But anyway, we're able to avoid it. Then when the spikes go on either side, you know this is coming. So then you just jump up. So for Pure Vessel, I don't know how much I practiced it. At least a couple hours. Because, yeah, you're never going to be as good at the end of Pantheon 5 as you are after like an hour of practice. So you want to really have that fight down. And then same with Absolute Radiance. I probably practiced it for like 4 hours, to be honest. So that when the time came, I knew what to do basically in every situation because the move sets are totally random. So going to phase 2, ideally I'd have more soul, but with masks, that's kind of your goal. And ideally, maybe one soul shot, because it is nice to have a Dark Descend, and here is why. This is textbook. So luckily I had some soul stacked up, so I always stay on this platform the whole time, and I just wait. Sometimes the boss spawns to you, and sometimes it takes forever, but this, in my opinion, is the safest way to do it. So now we're going to get our hits in, and then right... Ooh, geez. Where did I just... I don't know why it skipped so far back. What the hell? Sorry about that. So when it spawns on top of you, get your hits in and then do a Dark Descend. And that's going to give us iframes. And then we just go back to dealing damage. So we just got a ton of damage in there. Here, again, just avoid the fireballs as best you can. It's much harder on these platforms than it is in phase 1. There, we're able to get 2 hits in. Again, I'm just looking at my character. Here, this is what I hate. That orange on this one spawning in, you can see it, but it's like difficult in the moment, I find. I hated that in Lost Lace and Silksong as well. Just how everything blends into each other. So here, we're actually going to move to the boss and get a hit in. And then we're going right back to our safe platform. And then it actually spawns on us. And then, yeah, the fireballs, you can get lots of damage in. And I even take a hit. But that's okay in this situation because, again, the best defense is a good offense. By doing this, I'm getting in damage, and then that means I'll just be in phase 2 less long, which means more or less potential to take more damage in the future. So yes, I give up 2 masks, and this is just a read and react thing, right? It's like if you don't have masks, don't do this. But I was in a situation where I could. So yeah, getting the fireball on this pillar is pretty much ideal because with the fireball, the boss stays here for a long time. So yeah, we're just going to tank some of that and get our hits in. And then I think, yeah. So then I heal. This is a little risky. The light beams can hit you on this platform, but not always. But I went for it for the heals and got lucky and got it. So now the jumping, I don't really have much advice, but when you practice, you'll just kind of get used to, like, it's tough to read and react, but you kind of get used to how they move. So like right here, I just sort of inherently knew that the light beam was going to go to this one next. So you can see I jump up and actually wait. And again, that just came from experience. That was just me going by feel, honestly. And then there, that was a nice quick reaction. I could have done what I had just did, which was jump up and wait. But I actually had just enough time and room to get away from it. Then we're at the top. And this is actually... So this was Peter that recommended me this. I practiced it for So I was at the end of one of my practice runs, and I just went back and forth for close to 5 minutes, not even hitting the boss, just literally getting this timing down. You can survive forever doing this. You just, there I missed my swing. But yeah, as the fireball is coming, you dash, and it's going to run into your platform and disappear every time. See that? Sure, I'm not getting hits in, but it doesn't matter. I'm avoiding damage, which at the end of P5 is super important. What happened here? Did I dash too soon? I don't even think I did. Look, like it's right on top of me when I'm dashing. That's just pure unlucky. That's because of where the ball spawns. It spawns behind me. So what I maybe could have done was dashed this way. But even then, that's just unlucky and that stuff's going to happen. But we still avoid it, right? We just had to kind of do a little bit of maneuvering. Still avoid it. Now we're just dashing back and forth. Wait till the last second before the fireball's there and it's going to hit your platform, despawn. I'm getting really unlucky with the boss spawns. It's moving opposite to where I am every time instead of ever going mid. There it finally goes mid. We jump back, get a hit in. And then we end it. So, yeah. Again, that was a slow final stand. And you can pogo and make it look cool and all that, but when you're an hour into a run, you don't want to be chancing anything. So I say just play it safe. That's obviously what I did, and it worked.
Let's go.
So yeah, anyways, that is my run of Pantheon 5. I hope some of the tips and tricks were useful. I know I didn't have too many for every boss, but like I said, that worked for me, and I don't consider myself some god gamer or anything, so if I can do it, you definitely can. Yeah, anyway, I hope the video was helpful, and good luck in your Pantheon 5 runs if you're like me and waited till 2026 or longer, if you're watching it in the future, to finally get around to doing Pantheon 5 and Hollow Knight. So yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah, check the description for my Twitch channel if you want to watch me play other games, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.